What's up, guys? Today I want to try another new thing on this channel, and that is to do a different kind of album review. I know there are album reviews on YouTube, and I watch a lot of those, and I think they're fun, and I've seen album reactions, and I think those are really fun too, but I was like, what's something new I can add since this channel is all about trying new things? And I'm like, I want to try ranking every song on an album I know really well. So I want to do that to an album that I've loved in the last 2 years. If you follow me on Twitter at Grady W. Smith, you've seen me tweet about this a million times, and I'm not even sorry for that because I like it so much. And that's Eric Church's Mr. Misunderstood. I think that is just an exemplary album. I love everything on it, and I was like, let's just take people through my least favorite to my favorite song on this album and see what your rankings are as well. So I want to hear kind of in the comments how you guys would rank the 10 tracks on this CD. So let's just get into it, and again, like every other video, let's see what this becomes, because I don't know when I turn on the camera what it's going to be at the end of this. Alright, at number 10, we got Chattanooga Lucy. I like this song. You get kind of the voodoo-y, swamp rock vibe from this song, and I think it plays a role in keeping the album fairly up-tempo, but as far as songs that I'm really going back to hear the words, I think this is meant to be a fun one, and not that much more than that, so whatever. Number 9, I'm saying Round Here Buzz. This album I love because it feels so rooted and organic. This is one of only a couple songs that you really feel the drum machine, like this was made as a single for country radio. It doesn't feel as rough or as gritty as so much of the rest of this album. I think he is a master of this kind of heartland rock sound, Eric Church is, and this feels a little sanitized to me. And it sort of works on this album because part of this is about feeling like a rock guy that's being sanitized by being a family man. I just wish we had a little more grit to it. I do like all the ways that he uses round in the chorus, where it's around here buzz, where he has this feeling when he's around here, and then he gets another round because he's thinking about her. He's an amazing lyricist. Number 8, I'm going with Mistress Named Music. I think this is a pretty beautiful song. It gives me a churchy vibe. I love, well, it starts in a church, so that's not that surprising. And the choir comes in. It's got some amazing lyrics at the beginning, especially where he talks about Miss Bessie's wrinkled fingers playing the piano. It's about his love for music. So much of this record, he says he wrote it in just a couple days, and I get that feeling when I listen to the record, that it's cohesive. It's him thinking about growing up, loving music, and being a dad. I mean, those are the kind of, and this definitely has him reflecting back on when his first love of music started. I don't always think about this melody when I think of the songs that really stand out to me on the record. Number 7, I'm going with Kill a Word, which is his collaboration with Rhiannon Giddens. I don't know why she's not credited on the album, but she's the girl voice on that. And she's the lead singer of the Carolina Chocolate Drops and a solo artist in her own right that's really amazing. This song I really like. I always wish it were almost a touch more explicit. It's like, what word are we talking about? Because if you didn't know that Rhiannon Giddens is a black woman, would you know that this word is maybe about like the N-word? Or would you just be left to think that it's about just any speech in general? That's a really little beef, but I remember the first time I heard it when I wasn't sure who was singing, I was like, this is a little bit cryptic. What are we talking about? And maybe that's just me not appreciating subtlety enough, but anyway, it's a gorgeous song. I think it's a cool song. I think he kind of puts his money where his mouth is, where everyone's like, oh, I wish there were, more women in country, or I wish country didn't have to just pander to this sort of stereotypical base of just white bros. And here he is kind of taking a stand and making a song about race and about a complex issue. So I just think it's cool that he did it, that he put it out as a single. And I love that every time Eric Church puts out a single that people kind of don't expect to be a big hit, people really cotton to it. I feel like that was absolutely the case with Wrecking Ball on his last album, a very different kind of song, but he just has bold single choices that I always appreciate. It also goes without saying that Rhiannon Giddens sounds amazing on this song. I love her kind of wailing. Yeah, she sounds so good. Number 6 is Record Year. I know this is a song that's kind of similar to Round Here Buzz in that it's clearly produced for radio, but I really appreciate the structure of this song and how kind of brief and clear and relatable and simple it is. I'm having a record year, that's the pun in the chorus, because he got broken up with and he's just finding himself listening to records. And again, it's him thinking about the power of music in his own life, where he just keeps spinning these records as a way of coping. So I bet it's his hope that this is what his music can do for other people. And with an album like this, I bet it will. This album takes you back to such a vibe. For me, it's not necessarily a getting over a breakup vibe, it's a growing up vibe. But it's something that you can definitely think about when throw that record on at night and maybe have a beer and consider your life. That record does this for me, so it's cool to hear him think about it, the records that did that for him, and to actually name the artists. Okay, getting up into the upper half of the record now. My number 5 song is Mixed Drinks About Feelings featuring Student Tedeschi. A, I love how their voices sound on this song. B, I love its sparse arrangement, and that piano is romantic and sad. And I love the lyric in the chorus, I'm having mixed drinks about feelings and you. That line, mixed drinks about feelings, not only is it kind of a clever pun, it also feels drunk to me. Like, is he mixing up his words because he's had so much to drink? Like, I'm having mixed drinks about feelings, instead of mixed feelings about drinking in you. This song just has a kind of wooziness and loveliness about it. And man, Susan Tedeschi has that rough kind of barmaid voice, and it all just works for me. Number 4, I'm going Mr. Misunderstood, the title track of this record, the first single, and it's honestly taken me a while to kind of get on board with this. I remember when he put it out as a single, it wasn't an instant earworm to me, but it so captures the ethos of this record, and I think it's good that they named the record after it, and it gives you a good insight into how Eric Church sees himself. He's a music fan, he doesn't quite fit in. He was just a kid that was mixed up, and now he still kind of is that as he goes through his country career. It feels Tom Petty-ish in a way. It's got that heartland rock that I talked about earlier, and when it really takes off, it's invigorating. Yeah, when it takes off, I love it. You kind of get an intro to the album, and then it takes off with the drums, and you're in. And he mentions Ray Wiley Hubbard. That was a cool move to put that on your opening single. This guy that by all accounts is not as big of a seller as Eric Church, but it's just someone he's a fan of. This record's about his love for music. Number 3, I'm going Holdin' My Own. This is a song that Eric Church wrote by himself, and that so reads to me. I actually looked up on Wikipedia. Did he write the song himself? When I was making this, because it seemed like a song he'd written himself. It's about that tension he feels wanting to be like a late night bar rocker under the neon with all the smoke, and how he kind of misses that, but he's a father now, and he's a husband, and he's with his family. I think it's such a clever little lyric. I'll have one arm around my baby, one around my boys, and I'm out here holding my own. He's talking about his own family, but he's also holding his own in life. That's the adventure that he wants right now, and it's actually more of an adventure than the machismo of maybe Eric Church 10 years ago. Also, his kids have the coolest names on earth. I think they are Tennessee Hawkins and Boone McCoy. And I'm like, well, they're already named to be country stars 30 years from now, if that's a career they choose to do. Or they can go be, I don't know, frontiersmen somewhere and wear raccoon skin caps. I like that it's so light and plucky and almost Hawaiian in a way, as he's talking about how he is holding his own, not in the rock and bar scene, but with his family. I think it's a cool lyric, I think it's a bold lyric, and I think it's an honest one. My number 2 song on this record is 3-Year-Old, and it's a testament to what a deep bench this record has, that my top 4 songs are all things that haven't been singles. I kind of hope they just keep releasing singles. They should just release the whole record to radio, because I think there's so much quality on this record. 3-Year-Old is a song that is, again, a simple, concise, maybe that's the word that's better than simple, a concise message. And he's thinking about him as a dad and what he's learned from a 3-year-old. And it's got some really funny lyrics in it, where it's like, a fishing pole sinks faster than a tackle box. So it's like, I guess they lost the fishing pole on some trip. But it's about the kind of basic human morality that a little kid thinks, and their childlike way of seeing the world, and how that inspires him. Again, Eric Church pulling back the layers of this sunglasses wearing, leather jacket rock guy, and showing a really tender part of himself and how he is changing based on being a family man. So beautiful. My number 1 song on this record is Knives of New Orleans. This song I've not been able to let go of for 2 years of listening to this record. It is just thrumming with energy and life and pain and angst and just rock. For the songs, I think, it took me a long time to put it together, because it's sort of this smoky, confusing lyric the first time you hear it. There's a guy, for whatever reason, he's on the run from the cops, and as you get to the chorus, he starts saying, Her auburn hair on a faraway seawall is screaming across the Pontchartrain. The Pontchartrain's a big lake down in New Orleans. And as I put it together, he's murdered someone. And he's now feeling some guilt about it. Not complete guilt, but it's just a weird song. It's from the point of view of a murderer. And at the end of the song, it kind of explodes, and he says, "I did what I did, I have no regrets." And he just starts repeating, "I did what I did, I did what I did." And I don't believe him that he has no regrets, because why would you keep saying, "I did what I did"? I love it. To me, I cranked this song when it's in the car. It sounds amazing. It was co-written with Travis Meadows, and he's good at flirting with some dark subject matter. And to me, this song is like a Bruce Springsteen gone like bayou country. It surprises me that of every song on this record, this is the one that speaks to me the most. And I went on iTunes and sorted by popularity, and this was in last place. To which I can say, what the heck, people? What the heck? It's so different. Pontchartrain's a good word. New Orleans is a fun setting. I'm talking about a seawall and the breeze, and it is so vivid in its portraiture of the manhunt and the French Quarter. I love it. Maybe it's just a change of setting or a change of subject matter. It's so exciting. It's really a storytelling song. I think I've gone on long enough about it, but I don't care. I love it that much. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. I mean, I think this album cohesively works. And so I don't want to suggest too much that it should be picked apart and this song's good and this song's bad. You should skip this. I don't skip anything when I listen to this record, and I think it works as a record. I think part of that's probably that it was recorded in 2 weeks, and Eric Church just put it out. And I get all the cohesiveness of it when I listen to it. It's not a thing that he sat and picked singles for 8 months while they were recording this, because he's the biggest country guy and could do that. You get his perspective, you get his thoughts on music, you get his sort of wrestling with whether he wants to be this guilt-ridden rock star or a family man. It is so good. But that's my ranking. Those are the songs if you were like, you can only listen to one of these, you can only listen to 2 of these, you can only listen to 3 of these. That's the order I take them. So let me know what your favorites are. Let me know other albums you want me to do this on. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.